continue to watch the crowds of Obama supporters celebrating. Let's talk to our panelists, our contributors, and our analysts. Just some initial thoughts. Alex?
Well, boy, that hurts. But the current President of the United States is now the future President of the United States. And now it's time for all of us to remember that what this is all about, and that's about leading a country to a better place. So now I think it's incumbent for Republicans to be as gracious as they were passionate about this election, and go sit at the table and see what we can do to deal with some of the impending problems.
Ben Jones, from the Democratic perspective.
I agree. I think that the Republican Party is a great party, historically, a party of Abraham Lincoln, a party of Teddy Roosevelt as an environmentalist. It's a party that I respect and admire. I think that there have been some elements in there that maybe pulled it too far in one direction. That can be corrected. This is an opportunity for us to come together. It is, as you said, Mr. Gergen, it's a 50-50 country. But this is, I think, for people who saw this president struggling and wanted to see him be able to have a second chance. It's a big emotional moment for us, but it's also a big opportunity for the country.
Margaret Hoover, a Republican, I mean, do you think that's the message the Republican Party takes away from this, that they went too far to the right? Because I think there's a lot of elements of the Republican Party that say they weren't true to their conservative values.
I think what you'll see is the Republican Party take a moment, step back, and descend a little bit into warlordism, as it did at the end of in 2008. I think there's going to be a lot of fighting because the Republican Party is made up, the conservative movement, of many different factions: libertarians, economic libertarians, social conservatives, national security hawks. There's going to be fight over the narrative, over who is going to control the Republican Party, and there is no elected leader of the Republican Party for the next 4 years.
You don't win the middle as a Republican by becoming a Democrat, by just, quote, moderating. If you're tied and you want to take market share from Fab, you don't say, hey, I'm more like Fab. You say, I'm new, improved Tide. The Republican Party needs to move forward, not sideways.
Put this in a broader perspective if I can. I had the opportunity today to go to the Jefferson Memorial, and it just reminds you what a pageant of democracy this is. This is a wonderful country that can have an election like this, and an African-American can not only win once, but can win twice. There's something about that that speaks to sort of what America is and our promise. I think the question now, my interpretation of a lot of this data is that there were an awful lot of people that voted today who would like to see more moderation in our politics. The moderates were the largest self-identified.
Both on the left and the right.
And left and the right. They're asking the right on immigration. As Gloria said earlier tonight, they're clearly in favor of doing something now about providing a path to citizenship, but they also don't want the president to go too far over to the left. So I think there's a chance for them to come together. But we ought to have a moment here in all of this where they all sort of can celebrate the democracy. It's a wonderful thing to see us go through this. Most countries don't have anything like this.
These moments are always wonderful, and I think we need to give an awful lot of credit to the Obama campaign, which ran yet again another terrific campaign.